Success Mantra is a program which features people, successful individuals from various walks of life. They are less known heroes who believe in their dreams and have conviction to live their full potential. Idols, icons, innovators who care to live every moment on their own terms.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Success Mantra. And today I have the privilege of having Dr. Swati Shukla, who is a BDS clinical director of Krishan's Dental Clinic. She's also involved into a lot of welfare activities in society, and well-being of patients is her motto. Overall well-being of patients is her motto. So Swati, welcome to the show, and would be great if you can tell us a little more about yourself.
Hi, Sonali. Good afternoon. I'm, like you've already introduced me, I'm Dr. Swati. I am a dentist by profession, but my treatment is not limited only to dental. I believe that you can create smiles only when the person is completely healthy and happy. And a happy soul automatically smiles.
Absolutely.
So I do create happy smiles, but I do believe in, like you said, in the overall welfare and well-being of my patients. So I am the founder and the clinical director of Krishan's Dental Clinic in Bangalore. I have completed my BDS from Rajiv Gandhi University. I specialize in lasers, and by heart, I'm actually a mother. I'm a mother of, an autistic child, actually. So I have given a precious 7 years plus in their ABA, play therapy, and a lot of other therapies. So basically, what I do is I incorporate all of these therapies along with the lasers and use my clinical skills and, especially focus on the treatment of kids with special needs.
Sure.
So I would tell that I'm a mother at heart, the predominantly a mother, who's just a dentist by profession.
Wonderful.
So I do have my clinic in Bangalore. And we treat. I do have a lot of, I believe that we need to educate the entire community, and it's not just dentistry. People generally tend to ignore the oral health because it isn't actually an emergency. So people tend to, kind of postpone it till it gets to a time where, you either lose your teeth or it gets too late to say.
Sure.
So I do conduct a lot of programs, basically in schools, where I go and speak to the children as well as their parents. Because the children need to be educated. They are our future generation, and once the child is educated, they make sure systems are in place with parents, and the parents also can be the role models and vice versa.
Absolutely.
So I have conducted a lot of community programs in those aspects as well.
Fantastic. Swati, out of curiosity, since you are in this profession, do you recommend that people also resort to natural ways of healing their teeth or taking care of this, their teeth, like the neem, this thing, etc., or do you recommend totally the modern way of healing it?
Actually, Sonali, you'll be surprised. A lot of our natural, things actually have got medicinal properties.
Sure.
Like we do have the, neem thing. It has got a medicinal property. It has got the antiviral and antibacterial effects.
Wow.
So, the olden days where they used a datun, I think that is what it was called.
Right.
That actually was that did have an, antibacterial effect. They did have a lot of, they did not have so many cavities and so many oral issues. But on the other hand, what happens is that they could abrade, because if it's done, very vigorously, what happens is that it tends to kind of corrode, and it tends to kind of hurt your gums. So if it is done properly, why not? I mean, you should incorporate. In fact, we do incorporate a lot of these things in our treatment.
Excellent.
And in fact, kids and all who have mouthing, I ask the mothers to, give them even this datun and things like that instead of chewing on anything else. It really works wonderfully.
Beautiful. No, actually, my daughter introduced me to this, and she did a lot of reading and she came up with this. That's the reason I wanted to ask you. Swati, very interesting that you are also from NPS, right? And
Yeah, I am.
any
I'm proud
fond
to be from NPS.
tell us a little bit about, like this entire life that you have had in NPS. Which what are the memories that you have?
Oh, I would give my entire credit of what I am, the fighter spirit that I have. I've been through a lot, but
Mhm.
I really give the entire credit of my fighter spirit and what I am, who I am to NPS.
Mhm.
They bring in so much of structure in our life,
Mhm.
and the tests and everything, you become so
Right.
organized,
Absolutely.
and that you cannot sit idle actually. And
I know.
the tests get tougher and tougher,
Mm.
and later on actually, at that point of time we do tend to crib, like, oh god, why us, how much
Yeah,
more.
I know.
But and actually the parents seem to be, because my son also is studying there, one of my sons
Right.
is studying
Right.
there too.
Right.
I'm a parent also. So,
Mm.
sometimes you feel like, oh God, why test every day? But, I've been through
Mm.
the system. I know
Mhm.
how mentally tough it makes you.
Right.
You're prepared to face anything in life. So, NPS, and they also give you that nurturing, that extra care,
Mm.
the push. I've also seen, them having these ELP programs to
Sure.
kind of, give a jump to the, students who have not been able to cope up. So, NPS, like it forms the core of me.
Beautiful. No,
It
my
is like
my
the second
daughter
home for me.
also goes to NPS, and definitely I see the kind of rigor they have in their education, and not just that, they have a ability to question anything around them. So
We
they
are
don't
not
go by
scared,
norm.
Sonali. The
Yeah, I've
teachers,
seen that. Yeah.
they give
Right.
us that freedom, that
Mhm.
liberty. We can question them.
Mm.
This is not right. Why not?
Mm.
Because,
Mm.
the other schools I've seen, uh,
Sure.
students are kind of scared to question. We were not scared. We have the liberty,
Mhm.
to ask the teachers whatever we want. So it was
Excellent.
one fun time and no regrets. I love it. And
Mm.
that's the reason I've, put my son in there
Son
too.
also in.
So it's going to be like two generations of NPS in our house.
Beautiful. So, like Swati, you have gone through so much, like you just mentioned, that apart from being a professional dentist, you are also, taking care of your child who has autism, right? So, tell us a little bit about, this journey where you were dealing with these aspects and how you were able to overcome these challenges.
It's sometimes life doesn't give you a choice. Sonali,
Mm, mm, mm,
to be honest with you, my
mm,
profession and motherhood of, kind of taking care of my special needs child did not go
mhm,
hand in hand. I was a housewife, a
mm,
homemaker, and a
mm,
full-time mom for
mm, mm.
almost 8 years,
Okay.
because my elder one is a special needs child.
Mm,
And I had fully dedicated my time,
mm.
only for that. I had given up my profession completely.
Right.
But there were some circumstances and some
Mm,
things which we do not foresee,
mm,
which happened
mm,
in my life.
mm,
And as a result of which, I had to kind of take up my profession again.
mm,
And the situation became such that I was kind of separated from my elder one.
mm,
So
mm.
I had, two choices: one, sit and, kind of just cry out, and,
Mm.
the mode of self pity, etc.
Right.
The other one,
Mm,
but my younger one was still there with me,
mm,
who was
mm,
just around barely 2.5. The
mm,
other one was to provide for him,
mm, mm.
So it wasn't easy for me to get back after 8 years to clinical
Right.
practice.
Sure.
But like I said, NPS teaches you never to give up. And, so I had to start, I would rather say restart my career
Mm-hmm.
right from internship, probably, if I would put it across.
Right.
And touch wood, it's
Mm,
gone well, because anyway, I don't think we forget what we have studied.
mm,
And that's when I realized that since I've been trained, I realized that dentistry, yes, I do require to work
mm,
as a
mm.
dentist,
Right.
for the monetary aspect, but somehow that passion which I have is more towards children.
Sure.
especially the special needs kids. You know, it was more like a helplessness of a mother, like, you know,
Right.
which kind of somewhere, you know, got solaced once I worked with the special needs kids.
Right.
So, you know, I just combined, that's where I combined all the therapies which I was trained for my,
Beautiful.
you know, elder one,
Right.
to incorporate it with, and it worked wonderfully actually.
Excellent.
Because most of our kids, generally, I think everybody hates dentists, everybody hates dental visits.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
Tell
generally
me
mix
more about
play,
it.
you know, I mix play, I mix play with a lot of, you know, their sensory needs, and, you know, that's how I treat them. In fact, even elderly, I have a lot of elderly patients also coming
Right.
into me. So there, you know, I use the counseling part and, you know, kind of counsel them, speak to them, and, you know, then continue it. Because at the end of the day, we deal with human beings, with human lives.
Right.
So that is how it is.
Beautiful. So, you know, like you have had this journey where you are a professional, then you are a mother, then you are facing different challenges. So, in context to all of this, what does success really mean to you?
See, Sonali, success is something very relative. Success would have different meanings for different people. For
True.
some, it would, you know, just mean money. For some, it would mean power. And for some, it would mean fame, you know. Success could also just mean happiness, you know. For
Right.
me, what success means is being able to survive, you know, because survival itself becomes difficult, especially in these times,
In
you know.
these times,
So,
absolutely.
you know, so success could also mean survival, and, you know, leading your life, you know, it is the ability to lead your life on your own terms, basically, you know, where you don't have to compromise, and each day you can, you know, lead at your own terms.
Right.
Success to me also means, you know, being able to provide the basics as well as the best for my loved ones. You know,
True.
success to me means the happiness of my children. And, you know, success also means to me the, you know, confidence which my children have in me, possibly, and my loved ones have in me, you know, of dealing with problems, etc. So basically, success and happiness obviously go hand in hand. And for me, like I told you, it is just to, you know, it just means to lead my life in my own terms without any compromise.
Beautiful. To lead your life on your own terms without any compromises. I think very well said and very well defined. Apart from survival, if anything, you know, comes in parallel with that, is to be able to lead your life the way you want to. Excellent. And what are some of these behaviors or traits which has helped you lead your life the way you want? What is this personality behind the screen?
Firstly, it is, you know, never give up attitude. You know, you do not have to succumb to the situation, no matter what it is. And, you know, I had the drive within me, the determination to work hard to reach my goal. You know, initially when I started almost 5.5 years back, when I restarted my career, my goal was fairly simple. You know, I had to meet my daily, you know, needs. I had to provide for my younger one. So I had that drive within me. You know, I had the determination that I have to, you know, provide the best to my child.
True.
And, you know, it required an immense amount of willpower, resilience, and it required patience. And, you know, you also need a lot of integrity, because so many times, you know, you would have doubtful thoughts coming in. So you really need a, you know, integrity also within you. Plus, of course, you need to be passionate about your goal, you know, about what you want in life. And you need to, at the same time, be, you know, connected to your value systems. You know, you need to be down to earth.
Right.
And you have to have that optimism with you, that, you know, at the end of the tunnel, there is going to be a light, and, you know, this will also end I mean, that's what I think all of us have been doing in the last 1.5 years.
Absolutely.
In the Corona times.
Right.
I've been probably doing this for a little bit longer. And, one more thing, Sonali, which I have learned, the tough way probably is, accepting certain facts.
What is it that you feel is your biggest achievement in life?
Okay. Now, what actually I believe that each one of us is like a prism,
Okay.
when the light passes, what happens, right?
Right.
It's like it splits into the Vibgyor.
Right.
So each one of us, basically, I feel we are all like a prism, So we are multifaceted. We play different roles in life. And achievement also, is in different roles of life, I would say. What are my different achievements, as a mom, as a daughter, and as a professional as well. Because if I try to, set up bigger goals, it would make my achievements small. So, I am a person who, rejoices at every small achievement. As a mother, I would say the biggest achievement is my son having the confidence that mama can rectify everything in any problem situation. He knows whom to bank on, and my son's academics also, my son's overall well-being. He's a very affectionate person. He's a very caring person who would be the first one to help. He's just 8, but he would help me with the kitchen work. That is an achievement. That tomorrow he would be a future husband of somebody, well-balanced person, kind, human. So as a mother, that would be my greatest achievement to, that I'm raising him right.
Right.
As a clinician, my biggest achievement would be, in a span of almost 5 years, right from starting from the scratch to having your own setup, and actually being interviewed by you in this.
Absolute pleasure. You are a fantastic doctor, I must say.
No, so that is quite an achievement, having being able to believe in yourself in the most untoward situations, where the whole world is ready to kind of pull you down, break you down, not being able to, not being ready to give up. That is an achievement. And clinically, when my patients, I told you I deal with a lot of special needs kids, so most of them would have had, a lot of dental visits, unsuccessful dental visits. Then they all come to me. So parents are kind of apprehensive with GA. So, the kind of rapport, which most, I would say almost 95% of my patients and I have.
Right.
And, the feedback I get, it's phenomenal. The love I get from these kids. It's not monetary for me, but the love, I believe, they see my photo and they'll be like, Dr. Santi, some people can't, some kids can't speak. So, they go and touch the screen when they see me. So, and the way they give me a hug after the treatment, they're not ready to leave the clinic. So that is an achievement, breaking the ice, breaking the stereotype. That is an achievement for me,
Right.
And in this, in the society that we are, being a single woman, raising a child,
it's not easy.
So, and not succumbing to situations. That is quite an achievement for me.
Beautiful. Very well said.
My dad being proud of me is another thing. From being called as some Mrs. somebody, nobody knew me 6 years back, to having your own identity. It really gives me a lot of pleasure, and it gives my dad, my dad is full of pride seeing that. So that whenever I see that, that gives me happiness and a sense of achievement.
Beautiful. Also wanted to ask you, Swati, you made a comeback after almost, kind of being out of practice for so long. Right?
8 to 9 years.
8 to 9 years, right? So it's a huge kind of leap of faith. But do you think because it was in medical profession, it was easier for you?
No, not at all, actually, because, I am a dentist and, we need intricacy, there's minute work in that small, a 2 centimeter area, sometimes few millimeters you have to work
Right.
on.
Right.
And you need a good handwork, you need good practice.
Mm,
So
mm, mm.
in fact, my hands used to tremble initially the first time I got back.
Okay.
But I kept reading up. The good thing is
Mm,
that I kept reading up. At least
mm,
theoretically I was quite okay with,
mm, mm.
and I the entire, actually you'd be surprised, Sonali, the entire system of the fillings etc had changed. In college
Right.
we were used
Mm,
to
mm,
those
mm.
silver fillings etc. Now we had
Right.
the most advanced composites and things like
Right.
that.
Absolutely.
So the entire system had changed. I'd not heard of lasers
Mm,
back
mm,
then.
mm, mm,
And now there were all these the most advanced technologies which had
mm.
come in
Right.
to dentistry. So I
Mm,
wouldn't say it was one bit easy,
mm-hmm.
but thankfully I had the support of my family,
Mm,
who kept me together, and my son, actually he was just 2.5.
mm,
He kept motivating me,
mm.
and I had good mentors as well who kind
Sure.
of guided me through this, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what made it kind of look easy. I'm happy that it came across that it was an easy journey, but it wasn't, honestly speaking.
Who has been a role model? One is a role model, and the other is people who have really stood by you and supported you through your journey.
Okay. Now, role model is, fairly simple.
Mm,
It's this great man who,
mm,
believes that he says
mm,
that I do not make the right choices.
mm.
I just make a choice and I work towards making it right.
Making it right.
That's, Mr. Ratan Tata.
Mm,
So I am his diehard fan. He is like
mm,
my role model.
mm,
He is like Mr. Perfect,
mm,
and he's achieved so much, and yet the humility, the feeling of
mm,
the service that he provides to humanity,
mm,
it's unmatchable. So down to earth, and he does so
mm,
much without even
mm.
expressing it. Half the time people wouldn't know the
True.
things which he is doing. So having money, having power, lots of them have. I'm able to serve in my own way to the humanity the way this man does.
Beautiful.
So, and about who being there by me, I would say, like, my family, my brother, my
Mm,
father,
mm,
my son, both my sons, younger
mm,
one being my motivation,
mm,
and the elder one being my goal, keeping
mm,
both,
mm,
keeping him in mind, that I worked towards. And,
mm.
that's how these are the ones who actually kind of shaped my journey. However
Beautiful.
difficult it was, it was
Mm,
just having my younger son by my side, which made me, which made it worth living, and,
mm,
which made it
mm,
worth all
mm,
the efforts which were put in. In fact, to be honest, I would like to share this.
mm,
Initially, when I had started working, it was a small clinic that I was working as an intern.
mm,
And, I had the liberty to take, because I was supposed to just refer
mm.
patients from that clinic to the other bigger doctor. So
Right.
I did have the liberty to take my younger son, who was just 2.5, 3 by then.
Mm, mm,
So first time when I was actually checking up, my son was like asking, Mama, why are you behaving like a doctor? He did not know that I'm a dentist, because,
mm.
kids are so used to seeing you at home.
Yeah.
So from there to now, my son telling everybody, that any of his friends in NPS having pain,
Mm,
they
mm.
contacting me for a
Right.
thing. So that has been quite a journey. So quite a
Beautiful.
journey.
Excellent. And how did you deal with any failures coming your way? What was the modus operandi when it came to these challenges?
See, the first reaction, obviously, we're all humans.
Mm,
You would just get scared. And I am actually quite a scared person. I used to be back then,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
very scared. And, I've been a person who's dealt with a lot of failure. So
mm,
failure automatically kind of,
mm-hmm.
makes you stronger, I would say.
Sure.
From a failed marriage to,
Mm,
professionally, I was zero for eight
mm,
years, like I told you.
mm,
So initially I was kind of broken down and,
mm,
did not know what to do.
mm.
To, like I told you, like, having firm goals,
Sure.
then breaking down those goals into smaller steps,
Mm-hmm,
and, acknowledging each step which you have taken. and see from where you've started.
Right.
So, the biggest thing is like, accepting that, yes, I have failed in this. Once you accept, you actually try to see why you failed in a particular thing,
Right.
and working towards it has been my, that's how I have worked towards it.
Wow, beautiful. Excellent. So it's really awesome hearing your various, aspects of your journey in life and how you have dealt
Yeah.
with it and accomplished yourself. Thank you so much, Swati, for being here with us today.
Thank you.
Before we part, it would be great if you share what's this one mantra that you want to kind of share with our audience.
Yeah, sure. See, this is something which I believe in very firmly. And this is what I'm going to be sharing. It's actually a beautiful poem by Harvansh Rai Bachchan. So if you give me the permission, I will just recite that. And to be honest, that is what is my mantra, that I, have it stuck, in my house, in my clinic. And that keeps me going. If you give me the permission,
Absolutely.
I would just like to share it.
Please.
It's in Hindi. It's like, it's called Koshish Karne Walon Ki Kabhi Haar Nahi Hoti. It's by Mr. Harvansh Rai Bachchan. So it goes like this. कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती, लहरों से डरकर नौका पार नहीं होती, नन्ही चींटी जब दाना लेकर चलती है, चढ़ती दीवारों पर 100 बार फिसलती है, मन का विश्वास रगों में साहस भरता है, चढ़कर गिरना गिरकर चढ़ना ना अखरता है, आखिर उसकी मेहनत बेकार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. So that is what I believe, and I try to instill that in my son as well. So never give up, just keep taking those baby steps, and success would obviously come. And wonderful. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And also, like in these tough times when people are scared and not only for their health, even otherwise, so many unfortunate things are happening around. How would you recommend that people, keep their faith and keep trying and keep doing their things? Or what are some of the steps which can help them in terms of dealing with their life in these situations of COVID?
First thing is positive thinking, Sonali. Believing, like I'm quite an optimist, I would say, that, believing that, yes, this is just a phase and this will pass. Okay. At the same time, you should accept. Now, I would not say that, people in these COVID times that are, just say that it will pass. And, at the same time, you should accept that, yes, the situation is there. We need to take the adequate steps to work around, to make this happen, to change it, so, but at the same time, your entire goal should be that, yes, it would go, it's just a passing phase. And, should believe in yourself that, yes, I am going to see better days. I'm not going to succumb to this. I am going to see better days than what it is. And, self-care is also very important, because in these times, especially, even if you get a mild cold, cough, the first thing, even if you sneeze once, the first thing which comes into your mind is like, oh, I hope I don't have COVID.
Right.
So it's very important that we take your multivitamins, etc., so that, you're physically healthy.
Right.
Gargle your mouth with mouthwashes, etc., so that you are physically fit.
Absolutely.
And, try to sleep well, because, sleep is also very, very important. And have clear-cut goals. It's not that, it's like all the businesses are affected. So including, a lot of medical fields also, like dentistry, skin, etc.,
Sure.
So it's not that it's a permanent thing. So just hang on there,
Right.
Think of alternative ways where you can use your knowledge,
Sure.
to, help the humanity, to take care of yourself. So positive thinking, working towards reading some good books on positive thinking.
Sure.
So watching and, staying far away from news, etc. I don't even watch news, honestly.
Me too. Absolutely.
Listening to good music, taking good care of yourself, so that positive thoughts flow in. So positivity is the only answer.
Only
is what
answer to this. Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much, Swati,
Thank you, Sonali.
for this. And of course, positive thinking and taking care of yourself is two important aspects that people need to remember.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you so much.